Hey, what's up, guys? It's Andrew and Marley. We just want to go over with you guys real quick some things that we've sold on eBay and Poshmark recently. Want to show you guys what we paid for it, what we made on it. We've got 5 or 6 items here we're going to go through. We're going to start with a small one. So this is actually an item that I was selling for a friend. She had a friend recently that lost their spouse and had a large collection of porcelain items and wanted some help in liquidating these things. So I have a couple dozen items on eBay right now for them. Sold quite a few of them already, but this one is called Porcelain Puppy, and I believe he is from, what was his date? I think it was 1994. Yep, 94. Sold this on eBay for $22. So obviously we don't have a cost in this because this is something I'm basically consigning for a friend. But when we sell things for other people, we basically keep 25% after fees, and then we pay them the rest of it. So we'll make a few bucks on that. I have a couple pairs of shoes. We will put the pictures of the shoes, I've already packed these, up on the screen. But this was 2 pair of men's hiking sandals. One of them was a Skechers brand, and the other were Keens. I believe the Skechers I bought at a yard sale for probably $1. The Keens, I think I bought on Whatnot. And I might have $10 or $12 in those. But we sold the 2 pairs combined for about $52.
Yeah.
I think it was a 22 and a 32, so that'd actually be 54 plus shipping. So made good money on those. You want to go over your clothing items?
Yeah. Okay, so we have a pair of rock and roll cowboy denim jeans. They are a 40-32, so larger sizes tend to do pretty well. Bought these a while back, but I think I paid $5 for them. And they sold, I think our cost is going to be $24 that we get for them after as a Poshmark sale. So those will go out today. This one I got from my first binge trip. Is the very first thing I grabbed while I was there was this Corona button down, size XL. It's in super nice shape. Again, so this was a binge find, so probably like 50 cents into it, and sold for $15. About a week later. If y'all remember from my last video, we went over in stitching kits. So this one just sold for, what did I say?
I think
What's
it
on
was
here? 15.
15, yeah.
So 50 cents, and this sold for $15.
Yeah. And the last one that she sold, same price that she paid for it, I think she sold for 30.
30, yep.
Yeah, so if you guys find needle points, especially if they're unopened in the package like this,
Yep.
They are definitely worth picking up and reselling.
For sure.
The last thing we have on here was actually really cool.
I have one more thing.
Oh, you have one more?
Yep.
Okay.
And my heron.
I forgot about the heron.
So since this guy has been introduced to the world of porcelain, I've started paying more attention to them. And I got this cool daddy figure at auction for $12. And it's a white heron by Andrea. Super, super nice shape. And it sold for $52. The buyer and I went back and forth for a little bit. So we'll get that very carefully packed up today.
Yeah, we recommend when you sell things like this, unless you have a lot of experience packing delicate items or you have a lot of bubble wrap,
Material.
let UPS or USPS or whoever it is that you're taking it to pack the item for you. They will charge you a couple of dollars to do that. But the guy that she sold this to specifically said, please make sure it's packaged nicely because I buy a lot of porcelains and 2/3 of the items that I've bought recently have shown up broken. I personally have packed items that have shown up broken before. So it's really a shame to send somebody something that's broken, right? It's not good for your business. You also have to refund people. There's a lot involved in it. So it's worth spending a couple extra dollars, especially if you have the profit margin there, to go ahead and let somebody do that professionally and make sure that it doesn't get damaged.
For sure. Which, another thing that we will also be doing with that is this next item he's going to be showing, because it's going to be going overseas, and that gets a lot of handling, and they need to arrive safely as well, even though this is a slightly more sturdier project, or project item.
Yeah, so I sold this pair of Starbucks signs. So these were originally on a lit double-sided sign, so they would go on either side. I have the internals for it and all the lights, but the actual lighting mechanism is very heavy, and we were having a difficult time selling it on eBay because of the shipping cost. So we decided to take the panels off and just sell them individually. I ended up being able to sell both to one buyer. These are 24-inch signs. They're basically like a plexiglass. These are going to be going to Japan. So when you sell an item on eBay and it's international, basically it goes to the international shipping hub in Kentucky. So you send it to them, and then from there they ship overseas to various parts of the world. So I have actually sold some stuff to Japan before, but it's pretty cool communicating back and forth with somebody that's 12, 13 hours apart from you timeline wise. But we had multiple, probably a dozen messages last night going back and forth, figuring out prices and coordinating all the details involved with this. eBay has changed some of their policies recently in regards to international shipping, so things are a little more difficult now. You can't edit shipping charges or change anything like that. It's all handled by eBay, and so we've had to kind of learn some new methods of selling in that regard in order to make things work. But yeah, those are going to have a new home. So all this stuff's going to get shipped out today. We actually bought the sign, the Starbucks sign, originally for $100. Like I said, I still have the internals. I might be able to find a buyer for that. I'm not sure how useful it's going to be without the actual signs on it. But like I said, we had it listed for an extended period of time. We didn't sell it. We were just trying to recoup our money. So we sold these two pieces for $130 plus shipping. So we did at least get our money back on it. It's definitely worth more than that. I don't know if we just didn't have the right market for it, the right buyer for it, whatever the case may be. But sometimes when you have a large item that takes up a lot of space that you have some money invested in, it's best to just find a price that makes sense, that you're not losing your shirt, get rid of it, and call it a day.
Move on.
Yeah.
So another thing, and I'll be making a future video about this, I'm looking into is parting out larger items. Because I've had a few items that, like a vacuum cleaner, a very nice vacuum cleaner. It's been sitting forever, will not sell, but the cheapest shipping that I can manage to work out on it on eBay is over $300. So no wonder it hasn't sold yet. But I realized that there are lots of listings for parts and pieces of these things that I will be able to make just as much money parting it out. So I'm going to be working on a future video on parting out larger items that just you can't make sense of in shipping. So something else to think about.
Yeah, actually, on the parting out, so funny story, I was watching Commonwealth Flipper / Commonwealth Picker. He has two channels, one where he goes and actually buys the items and one where he sells them. But he was talking about the bungee cords on the ab lounges, how quickly they sell and how good of a product they are versus the actual ab lounge. And I had an ab lounge sitting outside in my shed that has been out there like forever. And I paid $20 for it, and I hadn't been able to sell it, partly because it's very large and clunky. There's a lot listed out there, so the sell-through rate's really bad. Shipping is expensive on it. And he was saying that the bungee cords that you take off of there, people buy those just to replace them on their existing ab lounges. So I put those on eBay for like $24, and I sold them in an hour. Literally sold them in an hour. I was mind blown. And so I was like, well, at least I got my money back on the item that's been listed for months, and I can just go throw this thing away. It's been wasting time. But yeah, if you ever come across those ab lounges, like if you find it for $5, go buy the thing, take the bungee cords off, sell those, and trash the rest of it. That's my advice.
Scrap it. So, all right, there we go. And we'll catch you up on the next video.
All right, later, guys.